Ms. Transforce 96 here with another video review. This time we have the Marvel Legends from the Thor Ragnarok Gladiator Hulk Build-A-Figure series, Loki. So going over to the package here, packaging is quite nice. Obviously do like the blue color scheme of it. Good Thor Ragnarok logo right there. Nice artwork of Loki on the back. Or on the side. On the back we got a picture of the figure and the arresting assortment. I was able to find this entire assortment at Walgreens. The first time I found it, I just picked up Hela and Ares, and then because, you know, usually what I do is I just buy the figures that I'm really looking forward to / the rare ones first, and then I wait for sales to get the other ones. However, I decided to completely screw that and just to get the entire wave. So I went back there, and to my luck, they all were still there. So I was able to pick up the other 4 figures, including Loki, so now I can build Gladiator Hulk. So plenty of Thor Ragnarok reviews coming you guys' way. So let's start it off here with Loki. Going over the actual figure, it is a completely new mold, nothing's been reused on it, which is quite exciting. Going over the face. Let's get some good lights on the face here. The face sculpt is really good. It's a solid face sculpt. Like, that does absolutely resemble Tom Hiddleston. Some of the lines there outlining the cheek, that might be a bit of a thick line, I have to say. If they thinned it out a little bit, that might be slightly better. But overall, I think that you've nailed his head sculpt. It's much better than the last one. And here's the last one now. Let me take off his helmet. Here's the last one. As you can see, they have really done much better. Obviously, the eyebrows have improved so much. I mean, they've actually got like texture in them now, you know, it looks realistic as compared to those like incredibly weird drawn-on line ones. But yeah, I think that the likeness is beyond comparable from their last efforts in 2012, so I think that they've done a tremendous job there. Going over the rest of the costume. They've gone with the more colorful version of this. He basically wears the same thing throughout the movie, however, just one is colored green and black and then one's colored in the blue and yellow. They've gone with the blue and yellow look, which I think does look pretty neat. I mean, I'm glad that they went with this version, just because although I prefer the green and black one, we already have one like that, so at least this one's different, and this one very much represents Ragnarok in general, so I think that that is quite fitting. Good texture there throughout the costume, as you can see. Lots of detail in there. And then you've got some really bright purple on the hands. The bright purple is a little odd. It would have been, like on this side it's kind of dark, on this side it's like really bright, so I don't know why it's like so much brighter on that one side. Maybe it's just my copy of the figure, but the purple over here is much brighter than over here, which is very strange, so wish that this was more dark like this to kind of fit in a bit more. And on the back, it's a very dark blue. I do like the shoulder pads, how it's like silver with some metallic blue on them. That looks quite cool. Also, as you can see, the hair has some great detailing. This little piece is like loosely fitting, so you can really take it way up his body, which is very odd. But obviously, it's nice for articulation. It means that you can just move it to get it out of your way. But it does look very strange. To rotate it down or to push it down looks a lot better. Now the cape, let me talk about this little thing called the cape. Oh my god, super annoying, I have to say. I absolutely hate it, and it would have been such an easy fix. I don't know why they did it this way, but the way that you peg on the cape is that each shoulder pad has just this little piece, little plug that's sticking down, and then on the shoulder is a little hole. I cannot get it to stay in for the life of me. I will say that this side pops out much more frequently than this one, but this one still does pop out. It's very annoying. It makes it incredibly hard to pose him. Even just trying to get, just trying to get it to stay on simply just for like one pose, or just even like a straight up and down thing, is impossible. It's so hard to actually get them in there. Like, it feels like they're in there sturdy now. We pop on the head, and it'll pop right back out. It's so annoying. It's incredibly annoying, and it makes the figure not fun, because I don't even want to pose it, because it's so annoying to have to continually fuss with the shoulder pads. I think that it's just absolutely awful. Going over his articulation, it's pretty good, solid, you know, Marvel Legends. Ball hinge neck, which can look up this far, even with his hair, so that it's quite impressive. And then it can look down completely. Again, oh, there we go, pop down. Again, the hair doesn't get in the way, which is very nice. It's a pliable material. You have hinge, ball hinge shoulders. You have a bicep swivel, double hinge elbows, which go completely, which is very nice. His arms have a weird kind of like long, spangly type of look. It's very strange. I don't know. They look very long. Wish that they were shortened just slightly a bit. I think that would have helped. Then he has hinge swiveling wrists. The hinges work very nice, and considering his hands are so expressive, that hinge definitely comes in handy for posing. An ab crunch, which works really nicely. As you can see, super far forward and just as far back. That's one of the best ab crunches I have seen on a Marvel Legends figure. Very impressed with that. Swivel at the waist, bulge in the hips, which again, even if this thing gets in the way, you can just push it up, so it doesn't really hinder you at all. Hinges up that far and to the side that far. Double hinge elbows, or sorry, double hinge knees, a swivel at the thigh, and then the ankles are hinge, which go down this far, go forward this far, which is an incredible amount, and then have a great pivot. And then as you can see, the boots are black, but with a metallic blue like washed into them. It looks very cool. It's kind of like messy in its execution. It's not very straight, but it's meant to be like that, and it does look really good, I have to say. So going over his one accessory, he does come with a helmet piece. So here he is with his horns on. I have to say, I'm not a big fan of this. I don't think that it fits on particularly well. As you can see, it sits quite far off from his face. Even if it was hugging the face, it would still give his face this like kind of roundish look. His face does kind of take on a roundish look when he's wearing the crown here, which is unfortunate because, you know, when you take it off, the likeness is so good, but I feel like once you put this on, it just kind of distorts the proportions on his face and therefore makes the head sculpt not look that good. And it's just kind of weird that you can see his hair. I mean, I guess it's okay. I think that in the movie it'll be alright, but on the figure it does look a little strange. I have to say, even with this quirky costume, the helmet like feels like it's a little bit too quirky, but still it's good, and obviously it's very well needed for Loki in general. Here he is with the last one. The last one, you know, was a bit thick too, but I think just looked, or it looks a lot better than this new one. This new one is a little too strange, and it unfortunately distorts the face, which is arguably the best part of the figure. So it's definitely very disappointing in that. So as a whole, let's actually give you a few more comparisons here. So here's Loki. Get him with the another, you know, Thor villain, basically, which is Hela, who is rumored. I mean, you could take this as a spoiler, but it's a slight rumor, so I wouldn't be too worried about it. But it's rumored that she is Loki's mom in this new movie, which would change it up from the comics, where she's actually, Hela in the comics is Loki's daughter, but in the movie it's rumored that she'll be his mom, which I think is great. I really do hope that that's the case, and I kind of hope that Loki isn't happy with that. I kind of want Loki to be, you know, in a in between category, but still be leaning towards a hero at this point in his MCU career. Basically, I liked him as a villain at the beginning, but having him go full hero now, I think that it is a pretty good way to go with him. But overall, he looks very cool with Hela, and then here he is with his brother, of course, being Thor. Looks very nice with him, and he is a bit crouched over just because of the positioning. I have him in with the ab crunch bent in a little bit, but he is a pretty nice, nicely sized figure. He does, you know, fit well with the others. So the figure as a whole, I have a real like love-hate relationship with this figure. It's very strange. There's some parts that I absolutely love with it, as far as the range on his articulation. It's stunning. It's absolutely fantastic. I like the fact that it's a completely new sculpt, and I am a big fan of that head sculpt. I think that it's a really solid, well-executed head sculpt. Then I hate the coloring of the costume is just such a crazy color in general in the movie. I think that this is a good representation of it. It's just not my favorite from the movie in general. I'm not a fan of the crown, and I absolutely cannot stand the way that the cape peg's on. Why there isn't just a single peg at the back to plug in the cape like Hela or like any other Marvel Legends figure, I have no idea why they decided to do it in this stupid manner that just doesn't work. And who knows, maybe it's just me, maybe you guys don't have the same issues, but man, I cannot get this shoulder pad in particular to stay on. I'm considering gluing it, and I don't like gluing my figures, but to not have to deal with that hassle and just start enjoying the figure, I think I'm gonna glue it. So it's very disappointing. So this figure, there's some great things about it, and then there's some bad things about it. You know, I would definitely recommend this if you want to build the Gladiator Hulk, and if you're a big movie fan, I do think that it is it's a pretty nice movie figure. I wouldn't say that this is a great definitive Loki in your collection because it's such an odd version of him, particularly with this crown and this costume. So this is a fun Loki to have, but it's certainly not a definitive MCU Loki in my opinion. But there you go, that's my review of the Marvel Legends Thor Ragnarok Loki figure. Let me know what you guys think of the figure, and thanks so much for watching.